Hello, I'm Marshal Vladimir, and this is Operation Overlord. So, I'm going to start with my UK tech rolls. So, I have 3 tech rolls again, and I'm going to be making one for heavy bombers, one for advanced ASW, and one for radar. So, I'll start with heavy bombers for a 9. That's a 12. So, heavy bombers moves to stage 2. Advanced ASW for a 7. 2. So that does not move up. That's for a 7. Now radar also for a 7. That's a 1. So 1 out of 3. Okay, so I'm going to move on to my purchases. So I'm going to start with Anzac. Anzac has 10 IPP and they are purchasing a single fighter. FEC has 16. They're going to build a medium bomber and lend-lease a tank destroyer to the Soviet Union. The United Kingdom has 28 IPP and their purchase is a little more complex. They're going to build 3 militia for 6. A minor shipyard, they have improved construction, so that's for 8. Then a fighter, that's for 18. Airbase, but we're using the improved construction buff to complete it. And also a colonial infantry. By the way, this minor shipyard is being completed in the Union of South Africa. So now I shall get into my combat movements. Okay, in no particular order, I'm going to be, let me get this right, sending this strategic bomber from the Midlands, 1 into 25, 2 to Picardy, 3 to Alsace, 4 to Switzerland, 5 to northern Italy, and I'm going to be strategic bombing the Italian major factory. And that is that. The medium bomber in the British Midlands is going to strategic bomb the factory, the factory in Paris. So there are no fighters that can intercept them in either of those zones. Then the medium bomber in Gibraltar is going to move and attack Sardinia. The fighter from 79 is going to move 1, 2 and attack Sardinia. The 2 fighters in Gibraltar are going to move 1, 2 and attack Sardinia. So I've got 3 fighters and a medium bomber. The strategic bomber in London is going to pick up an airborne and move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and drop the airborne in Sardinia. So I do have long range aircraft, so he can move, and there is an airbase, so he can move 8, 9 and land in Gibraltar. Okay, I can't attack any of the German submarines. So that's that. Let's get down to combats. Okay, let's go. Okay, so I have some dice. I'll go grab some dice from over here. Just grab 3 green. Just grab a good collection of dice. And I'll drop these in the Sahara. And I'll grab a couple D6s for my bombing runs. I'm going to start with the bombing run on Paris. So there's just 1 D6 here. So that's a 3. A total. We'll roll, and now the German AA defending a 3. And that's a hit. The German AA has learned how to hit my bombers. Let's hope the Italians have not done the same. So that's 3 damage to the factory in Paris. Now 2d6s for the bombing of the major factory in northern Italy. 8. Now let's hope that this is not a 1, 2, or 3. That's a 4, so very thankful that did not hit me. So that's 8 damage to the Italian factory. Take that, Mussolini. And now, that's it for my bombing runs. And now let's move on to the attack on Sardinia. I'm just going to grab all the units and go to the battle board actually. For this one, this is attack and this is defense. So I'm going to grab the Italians and take them to this side. The militia is at 2, the fighters at 6, and the tactical bomber is at 5. The airborne's at a 1, but he's up to a 2 because of his first round buff. The strategic bomber, I don't believe has any combat value. And then the 3 fighters are at 6, and the medium bomber is at a 7. So we'll start with the airborne. That is as miss as a miss can be at 12. Then we have 3 fighters at 6. So that's a 2 and a 4. So that's 2 hits. So those are both automatically taken on the aircraft. And then the medium bomber is at 7. That's a 4. So the Italian armed forces is dead, but they still have to defend. They have 1 at a 2, that's going to be this purple dice. A 1 at a 5, that's going to be the dark green. And 1 at a 6, which is going to be the light green. So the fighter is also air superiority, so if it gets a hit, I'll have to lose an aircraft. Okay, that's 2 hits. 1 from the tactical bomber, and 1 from the fighter. So I'm going to lose a fighter, and the airborne. But the Italians lost everything. So we do not take the territory, but we do destroy a large portion of the Italian Air Force. Okay, so now I shall go on to non-combat movements. Yes, I have no more combats. Let's just go to Anzac over here. These 2 submarines are going to move, and 126 are going to move 1 to next to the Philippines. Into season 90. Then, this destroyer and light cruiser are going to move 1 space to, to sea zone 145. This transport is going to move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so that's strategic naval movement. And this submarine is going to move 1 space up to sea zone 135. So that's Anzac. Now, India. India, FEC is going to move the infantry from Haryana to southern India, and the infantry from southern India to Calcutta. One, two, three, 4, 5. Actually, no, they're not. They're going to move. Yep. So they're going to move. Yes, they are actually. They're going to do that. That's all there. And then they're going to pick up Then they're going to take 2 infantry from Calcutta and move them to Burma. So now we have 2 Gurkhas and 2 infantry in Burma. And then we're going to rail an infantry from Maharashtra also to Burma. So we have 3 infantry and 2 Gurkhas in Burma. And we're actually going to move 1 Gurkha from Calcutta into Burma as well. So now we have 3 Gurkhas and 3 infantry. And that's the FEC movements. So now we're going to start with non-combat movements in Africa. The infantry from Nubia is going to move to eastern Egypt. The infantry from Transjordan is going to move to eastern Egypt. So now we have 3 infantry and 1 Free French infantry. A fighter from Sardinia is going to move 1. So he went 1, 2 from Gibraltar, 3, 4, 5. So the 1 fighter is going to land in eastern Egypt. And then the other fighter is going to land in Gibraltar. And all of these 3 aircraft, so this bomber went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They're also going to land in Gibraltar. So let me just go get an air task force. Okay. And that's in Gibraltar. So we have a fighter, 2 strategic bombers, and a medium bomber. Then the fleet in C-Zone 79 is going to move 1, 2, C-Zone 80. And a fighter from British Midlands is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and land on the light carrier. Okay. We're going to do some slight movements in the home islands. We're going to just move 1 infantry from British Midlands to London. So just going to pick up those 6 and then pick up the 5 here. And move them to British Midlands. Actually, they're staying there. And now, the seaplane in South African Union is going to move up to Belgian Congo. Actually, no, he's just going to stay where he is in South African Union. Actually, nah, let's just put him in Belgian Congo. He's in Belgian Congo. Okay. Now I'll get onto my placement. I don't believe I have any more non-combat movement. No. Okay. So let's get on to our placement. This tank destroyer is being built in Haryana. And it's going up to Pomorsky Krai. Forgive the sound effects. And then we're going to build a medium bomber in Calcutta. The Anzac fighter is going to be built in Sydney. It's the only place it can be built. And now the British units. The shipyard is obviously going to be completed there. The airbase is being built in Gibraltar. So it's a facility, so I'll lock it And then we're going to build a colonial infantry in Eastern Egypt, a militia in Eastern Egypt, a militia in Western Egypt, and a militia in Transjordan. And now we have the fighter. So we have to choose. Okay, I'm just going to put him in British Midlands. So we have 3 fighters in the British Midlands. And that is the only air force at our home island. Okay, so now I'm going to collect my income and then move on to Free France. So we have 27. Sorry. Just put that in the right place. We have 27 IPP plus 3 bonus. So 30 IPP. Let me just type that. Anzac has 9, 7, and 2 bonus, and FEC has 16. Now we have 2 D6s that are going to be our all-time economy rolls. So something high would be great, thanks. That was a 4, which is not high. And we're just going to give all 4 to the UK. So they have 34 now. Now let's move on to Free France. That's not there anymore. Free France has 5 IPP and they're going to be building a militia and an infantry. I don't believe they have any combat movements. Or, to be honest, any non-combat movements. No, so I'll just go straight to placing their units. Here they are. They're going to build the militia in Madagascar and an infantry in northern Algeria. And now they collect 5 IPP, no bonus, and that's it. Thank you for watching. I'll pass it on to the veteran with his Italian turn, and I'll see you later. Bye.